The first lesson for this subject is the introduction to community. We will talk about the definition, elements, nature, structure, and dimensions of a community. For this lesson, you shall explain the importance of studying community dynamics and community action. Thus, you shall be guided by these questions. What is a community, and why is it important to study the community? Okay, let's get started with the content of this lesson. What is a community? A community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. It is a social unit with commonality such as norms, religion, values, customs, or identity. An example of a community, or the basic example of a community, is the barangay. Then why do we consider a barangay as a basic example of a community? Well, a barangay consists or possesses the following basic elements of a community. And what are these elements? The first one, we have locality, the area, or shall we say the territory. Next is sentiments or sentimental value. These are the belongingness and social coherence with the people and the place itself. And we have the wider ends. Solidarity, or this is unity in nature. Next, we have the group of people. Okay, so community is not just the area, it is the people. Because a community cannot be a community without the people. Next, we have particular name. This is the identity. Spontaneous origin and growth. This pertains to the history and development of a community. And the last one is permanence, or shall we say membership. Why is it important to understand a community? Community situations vary. Thus, each community has its own context and realities. However, without a deep and wide knowledge of a target community, interventions may emerge as exclusive, inappropriate, or totally insensitive to the members of the community. This will give us awareness of the customs or the do's and don'ts of a certain community, so that if we ever go to that place, we won't insensitively and inappropriately intervene to the people of the community. What is community dynamics? Community dynamics is a process of change and development in a community. These are changes in community structure and composition over time. Community dynamics are changes in the community. From the word dynamics, it means change. Next is, what are the gains of understanding community dynamics? As future community researchers and project planners, these are the gains from understanding community in connection to community action. The first one is to provide benchmarking data. It means the preliminary picture of the community. Then it provides preliminary project planning information, or the background information for project planning. It provides an idea of the community's strengths and challenges. It provides an opportunity to understand the community's dominant rules and norms. It provides an occasion to gauge the attitude and behavior of the community. It provides a way for more directed and well-informed dialogue with the community. It makes networking and partnership building more favorable, and it gets project implementation less complicated. These are the natures of a community. The first one is the community is a sociological construct. Okay, the keyword here is sociological. It means socialization. Next is a community has fuzzy boundaries. Of course, if you are socializing with other people, there will be no concrete barriers. For example, if I am from Barangay Pating and I have friends from Barangay Nursery and we are socializing with each other, then there will be no concrete barriers between the two of us. Next is a community can exist with a larger community. Of course, if there are no concrete barriers, then a community can exist into larger ones. And the last one is a community may move. Of course, if a person or an individual can move, so as the community. Let's proceed to the power structure in the community. Okay, the community power structure is about the distribution of power at the local community level, and it is the capacity to influence the decision making and distribution processes to bring about change and get things done. We have the basis of local community power. There are 7 bases of local community power. The first base is the connections. First basis is the connection. It is the capacity to create linkages and develop helpful relationships with powerful individuals, families, and organizations. The next one is power in number. The base, backup, and support of the people in the community. Rewards, the ability to provide awards, promotion, money, and gifts that are useful to meet individual or organizational goals. The fourth one is the personal traits or expertise. This is the capacity to foster respect and loyalty based on charm, talents, and skills. We have legitimate power, the leadership title or higher organizational or institutional position. Information, the ability to keep or share information. And the last one is coercion, influence through manipulation or coercion, or shall we say that's a negative force of acquiring community power. The last part of our lesson is the dimensions of the community. These are the dimensions of the community. The first dimension is the technological dimension. This is the community capital. Its tools, skills, and ways of dealing with the physical environment. That is technological dimension. Next is economic dimension. This is the means of production and distribution of goods and services. Political dimension. Political dimension is the allocation of power. So this pertains to the power structure in the community. Institutional dimension pertains to the interaction of the people. These are the ways people act, react, and interact with each other as well as the ways they expect each other to act and react. Aesthetic values, or shall we say, this is the structure of ideas, the moral principles of a community. And the last one is the beliefs, conceptual, or shall we say, the religion, or this is thought to be the religion of the people. Okay, that's it for our lesson. I hope you have learned something from this video. Thank you, and see you again for our next lesson, the community in different perspectives. Thank you, and God bless you all.